Look into my eyes. Tell me what you see. Can you feel my pain? Am I your enemy? Give us a better way. Things are really bad. The only friend I know is this gun I have. Listen to my voice. This is not a... You not even know the song for real, brother.
So she rough me up, yo. Yeah, man. Boys Brunch, back at it again. You already know it's Rhino. And to my right, we have
Jen.
Janelle. Tell me full name, Jen.
Yes.
Is it Jennifer? Is it Janelle? Is it, what is it?
Today is Saturday, so it's Jen.
It's just Jen. All right, so she's Jen.
Mhm.
And then to the right of us, we have new guests to the show. You already seen her face, but we've never seen them before. We have Chanel, Mr. Chanel in the house.
Big up on yourself.
Yeah. J.A., native. And then to the right of him, we have Dr. Shene,
Hey,
Dr. Shenyang,
big up.
whatever you want to call her. You know what I'm saying? Either. So the first question, how you guys know each other?
It's quite a long story.
What are you guys? Are you guys friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're sneaking around with her. Behind the wife back. Yeah, it's Saturday. It's side piece. friends with benefits.
So Chanel, what would you prefer? Would you prefer a friends with benefits or would you prefer a wifey?
What? You know, each have them pros and cons.
Yeah? Yeah, but like what is Chanel to the core? Like what do you want, bro? Like
Me, ideally though, the way me stay, like the ride or die. I like to know say somebody is in my corner with me, somebody I can depend on. I feel like with the friends with benefits thing, it's things are, not clear. Things can go either way.
can you get
but
messy?
It can get really messy, and I don't like messy. I
Mhm.
like to understand what's going
Prefer Ronaldo.
Oh, wow.
Messi?
Messi? Ronaldo?
Could be Haaland, whoever. Your preference, you know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Boy, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, man.
All right, I'm gonna stop playing around with you guys. Like this is Chanel and Shanae, and they're both married. And you know what? That's actually what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about marriage.
Right now,
feel
you
me?
want to be married?
Wow. So yeah.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Ultimately, I would like to be married. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like a polygamous dude. I believe in a one woman, and ideally, a man is at his best when he has a strong woman beside him. So, you know what I'm saying? To get to my peak, I feel like I would love to have my wife with me. So I'm saying? How you guys feel about that?
That's a good point. But to me, I completely agree with that. I do believe that beside every strong man should be a strong woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that both people need to be supportive of one another. No one should be just like you have a head. Yes, I do believe in having a head. I do believe as men, it's our responsibility to lead the household, but at the same time, leading the household does not mean that your wife is disregarded. As a matter of fact, if you want to properly lead a household, you need to ensure that you incorporate everything that your wife wants as well. You're a unit, you're one, and you need to operate as one.
So, Jen, I see you shaking your head over. You're agreeing. What do you feel about it?
If I'm shaking my head, was I saying no?
Yeah, but I hear you. Obviously, we know you're agreeing, but like, what you...
So I am in agreement with what he says because I think a lot of times the bozos around us, not in this room obviously, but the young head man them, the walk and kickstone man them, they believe that leadership is essentially coming down a woman and making all of the decisions without considering her, and that's not leadership. That's a dictatorship, and no boy nah run me. So I like what he said. What he said made
But you
sense.
agree with a man like leading though, taking the lead?
Yeah, absolutely.
should.
You and I have discussed this
Mm-hmm.
on the pod and off the pod. Like, I think men should lead.
Sorry, with that said, I feel like sometimes women, there's obviously different personalities out here. Some women have a lot of input. Some women are okay with just kind of chilling in the background and being there, right? But like, if you're a woman that has a lot of input and think that you can bring a lot to the table to help your husband succeed and excel, how do you think he should handle that?
Who's the question directed to
Because
us?
I kind of feel like enough men nowadays, like they feel like, okay, I'm supposed to handle finances. I'm supposed to lead this marriage. I don't want to hear what she has to say. Right? What do you think, Chanel, what do you feel about that? Because I feel like
a man who thinks that way is doing himself a huge disservice. like a major disservice. When you have your wife with you, you're working together, you also have different perspectives. There've been plenty of times where I may have my thoughts and I have my wife here and I may hear her perspective and I look and I say, you know what? It's like, you're actually right. That's a good point. And you get multiple perspectives. Why would I want to shut down multiple perspectives that could potentially help me to have an even better outcome than to just figuring out something myself? So as far as I'm concerned, any man who just simply shuts down his woman and say, yo, you need to do whatever I say, he's doing himself a huge disservice and he's selling himself way
Way
short.
short.
Because women, an intelligent woman, and I'm assuming if you're going to be married to a woman that she has all those qualities, then you want to, make sure that, you incorporate everything. Why would you want to shut that down? So I think men are doing themselves a huge disservice by doing that.
The men that do that, what do you think is like an ego problem?
So,
You think it's an ego thing?
yeah, I
Why
think
say that,
it's ego.
Shane?
I mean, I feel like ultimately for men, when they hear leadership, they automatically think, I'm in charge and you don't have a say. Versus it should be partnership and I'm going to lead you down the right path, but we can still make decisions together. Like it's still a partnership.
Right.
And I think marriage has to be treated like a partnership at the end of the day because you're both in it together. You're
Right.
both running a household. And it shouldn't be on one person to make all the decisions ultimately. So I think it's an ego thing where men are just like, oh, I'm the leader. And that means that, what I say goes and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I'd add to that too is that I think a part of the reason too is that I think a lot of men out there, they just haven't been taught these things. They're not aware of these things. They may have seen their fathers, their grandfathers act a certain way with their wives or, in terms of women that they may have dealt with or anything like that. And they may see that and say, oh, that's the way how it's supposed to go.
Learn behavior.
Yeah. And I think respectfully to our grandmothers alive and the ones who've passed away, we're not our grandmothers. The
No.
women today, we're not our grandmothers, and times have truly changed. Black women are the most educated
Correct.
in this country, the last I checked. So I think oftentimes when men try to lead in this way, not only is it a disservice, but it shows me a lack of education and higher thinking. Because if you have a certain level of education and higher thinking, you do understand that nobody wins when there is a dictatorship.
Correct.
We are, and when you think about corporate America, right? A leader is only as good as his team. You cannot shine as a leader if you have a crappy team. And like you alluded to, marriage is a partnership and it should be treated as such. And as a good man, great men, they take their wives' inputs into consideration. And I think oftentimes women are deeper thinkers. So that's where you share that you may present something to your wife and she gives you a whole different perspective. And you're like, wow, I never even thought about it that way, right?
Multiple times.
Because when we think about men are problem solvers. If she's coming in and she's like, oh my gosh, babe, I'm having a bad hair day and this product is not working, right? And you're just like, but your hair looks fabulous. And you're like, no, these curls are not doing what I need them to do. You're solution focused, but she may be looking at the root of the problem. Is it humidity? Did I try a new shampoo? Is my hair not responding? You understand? So it gives you a whole different perspective.
You've been hanging out in our house because you clearly
She's a natural woman with curls. I get it. All right. So before we get into the nitty gritty of things, let us know, like, how did you guys meet? How old were you guys when you met? Like, did somebody slide in somebody's DMs? I think I know who said I love you first, but we'll see. So tell us a story. Like, where did you guys meet? How did you guys meet?
No, you go ahead. Go
ahead. I guess.
Go
I
ahead,
guess
leader.
Ooh.
How come? Not that. You all recorded this. All right.
Until the end of the day.
So we actually met in 2011. We went to the same school, but we actually didn't meet until after I had already graduated. And I was living in Boston at the time. and I had just visited. I still had friends. We have mutual friends, but we never met each other until 2011. I came down just for a weekend to kind of get away from, up in Boston. I had just gotten out of a relationship, so went through a bit of a dark time. You have to heal and process and all of that. So I came down to hang out with friends and just kind of have a good time. And in doing so, I actually met her. She was with somebody else at the time.
Broke up boyfriend.
Oh, no. Pull man. So funny thing is, I am not one to. I don't believe in the breaking up relationships. That's not how I roll.
You're a gentleman.
No, that's how I do things.
Hold on.
You say you're getting away for a weekend?
Yeah.
So was there like any other interests when you went back to, was it?
Gainesville.
Where was this?
Oh, you starting trouble.
Yeah, real trouble.
Like, did you just come back to visit because you had a dark time in Boston, or was there like someone there that you came to visit?
No, so interesting enough, I didn't come there to visit anybody, but when I got there,
You met some people.
somebody, a friend who I knew, was showing interest.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
she couldn't wait for you to come back.
She's acting like she doesn't know, but she knows.
I know.
You know exactly. She knows. So somebody was kind of showing interest, and I was showing interest back. But so when I did meet her the first time, I honestly didn't even like introduce myself or anything like that to her, and neither did she, because she was with her boyfriend at the time.
Oh wow.
So I observed her. I saw she was there, and my immediate thought was, oh, she's there with this guy. She's with this guy. It's like,
What kind of guy?
You want me?
We want you to say. We all want you to say.
She's with this white guy.
Oh.
I was like, oh, she's she into her white guy. So I'm like, all right, she's cool. She good where she is. So so didn't really pay her any mind. I was more focused on, I was getting a little mutual interest. I was like, all right, cool. Let's see where this goes.
But obviously she caught your eye though.
Him did prayer, man.
No, I get prayer.
Him did that prayer.
Yeah, you saw her, bro.
Because him even see the type of man she there with, and
you're
size
watching.
up the man, and
Yeah,
I
man.
say, I don't want a real damn that at this. Yeah. No shade.
It was like,
At Boys Brunch, we are very inclusive and we love everybody.
Honestly, the main thing was, it's actually the opposite. When I saw that, I initially thought that, okay, she probably would, if she's with him, I'm
not her
opposite of
type.
him. I wouldn't be her type. So I just kind of was like, all right, cool. Just kind of leave that where it is. But the following night, we all decided to go out, right?
Without the man. She looked at my
She
toe.
can talk about that
No,
part.
yeah. We have
she
broken
can
up.
talk about that part.
In one night in a breakup?
No, this was like building up. This was building up.
Hold on. So you saw him one night, and then you broke up with your man the same night?
Not because of him.
It's because people, where's the camera? Which camera am I looking at?
I don't know.
It's because of him. She saw him and she was like, oh, I want,
It was over.
Me need that, so.
No, it was building. And literally that night, I almost did not go out because I was like, even when you're the one to do the breakup, like it's still hard. Like it still hurts.
Yeah.
But my girls were like, no, you have to be outside. Let's go out. I'm like, all right.
So it was the girls
fine.
that influenced you, not
The girls.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to listen to your girls and touch road ladies. Hello?
the girls was the influence. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so we decided to go to go that night, and all of us were kind of out. And at one point, from what I remember, I guess she remembers something different, but from what I remember, we were just kind of chilling. Because when I go out, I'm usually kind of chill for the most part. So I was just kind of chilling, and she was kind of chilling beside me. And then, funny enough,
Beside you?
Yeah, you were close to me.
I wasn't beside you.
Yeah, you were.
You know what? You know what?
Yeah,
Hold
you
up.
were sitting. I was sitting too.
Guys, we're gonna get to the point.
Yeah,
The first person to like make a move.
So she actually introduced herself.
Oh.
Yeah. So she introduced herself.
Miss Newly Single.
Ladies, be bold.
Okay.
That's true Capricorn energy. That is.
Hold on. So you just broke up with your man, but you introducing yourself to our next man.
Yeah.
Why am I single?
I know, but you're newly single. So I'm asking you, like, was that out of like, okay, I need to move on, rebound type of thing?
No, I think it was more out of, I saw him by himself and I was kind of just chilling in the corner and I'm like, we're both kind of looking like we're bored. So
Jen.
I'm like, let me just say hi.
Don't call me
Jen,
name.
to me and
Don't
you,
call
I
me
feel like
name.
said they're being very they're not really taught the things.
That's okay though.
No.
What?
If you saw her and you liked her, bro, to say you saw her, you liked her. If you saw him and you
But
liked
he
him,
did
I hear the
say
thing.
that.
No, my boss, man, that's exactly how they go.
All right.
No, man, that's exactly.
Everybody is not
We
like
took it
you, Rhino.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so the funny thing is, it's when it's at the point when she introduced herself to me that I even started like actually paying attention to her because they kind of like, yeah, I saw that she was with a man, me completely.
You moved on from
I
it.
was
Yeah.
focusing on
Respectful. Okay.
right, exactly. I was focusing on my thing, and I think what kind of started piquing my interest was I started learning a little more about her. So she introduced herself. I was like, oh, she's good looking, whatever, and she's cool. It was after the night was over.
After the club.
Right, after the club, we were walking to another spot. And then that's when she and I started talking, and she told me, oh, she's, Jamaican, and she was like born and raised there. And then when she said that, that's what piqued my, that's what,
yeah.
I was like.
So take me from the night after you run the boy. So from that night, so you guys are talking, enjoying each other. How long did it take from that night to being officially a couple?
Oh gosh.
Oh, long story.
No, it's short.
You really want me?
No,
it's a long story.
Point
It didn't
point.
happen until maybe 4 years later.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. So you guys remain friends. Did you guys remain friends the entire time?
Friends, and then we kind of stopped talking.
Okay.
And then we reconnected.
Yeah.
So
And then we became a couple.
who initiated the reconnection?
Him.
No, whoa.
All right.
Hold on. All right. Okay. Yes, the actual, you're right. You're right.
Oh,
She's right.
You
She's
said
right.
I hate
She
big
is
head on the
right.
birthday.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly where
Yes.
it was. I was straightening my hair in the bathroom and I see a little text. Happy birthday. I'm like,
Yeah.
In the calendar.
listen.
No, it wasn't even in the calendar.
How you remember this? Memory. Oh,
So,
my gosh.
question. So over the years when there was no communication, did you always think about her? Like, not always, not every day, but like from time to time, did your mind run on her? Did you wonder like what she was doing, if she was okay, dating anybody?
It was sporadic. So in the beginning, not really. After we had the reconnection, then like I was also dated, like I had a girlfriend after that and all that. So I was busy. In the back of my mind, she was there, but because we had our falling out and because of what happened, I wasn't planning on ever rekindling anything with her again.
Did you ever hope he would reach out again?
So he ran on my mind. I don't think I had any hopes of him reaching out. I was kind of like, if it happens, it happens. But knowing the type of person he is, I was like, he probably won't. So when I was in the bathroom straightening my hair and I got the text, I'm like, damn. I'm like, happy birthday.
Girl, feel butterflies. Because you the birthday.
Did that text make your birthday? Like, did you feel better after seeing that?
I think it was a mixture of like, it felt good, but I was also confused. Like, I'm like, after so many years, like, what would lead you to reach out at this moment to be like, happy birthday? And it just so happened that he was like catching up. He's like, where do you live? And I'm like, oh, I'm in Orlando now.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, straight to the point. Right?
Okay.
Would
Straight
you say?
shooter.
Yeah, and then it just so happened that weekend he was going to be in Orlando. It makes you wonder if he had some inside scoop.
Feel like that. I
feel
feel
like
like somebody tipped him
Somebody
off,
tell him,
or he was watching.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Sure,
tell
yes
the
or no?
truth.
You want me to
Sir, no, yes or
honest
no?
truth? This is stuff I'm making up in the head.
He was going to be in Orlando.
That mind reading right now.
There was no insight
But he
whatsoever.
said, well, jump to conclusion.
Yeah,
I
they
feel
jumped-
like I
Alright.
feel like somebody tipped him
We're gonna
off.
fast
Or he
forward real quick.
Yeah.
We're gonna fast forward.
did you date before I got married? That's my last question. How long did you date before you got
3.5
married?
years.
3.5 years. You
3.5
got down
years.
on one knee?
Absolutely.
So your ball, did you wait, did you expect it? Did you cry?
I did not expect it because I had just moved from Texas and we went to Shooters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a whole table of all our family. So I'm just like, oh, it's a welcome home dinner. Like,
Okay.
no big deal, brunch. Mind you, ladies, listen to men when they tell you stuff. Because this guy was like, don't you want to get your nails done? I'm like, why would you
Close.
tell me to get my nails done? Like, leave me alone.
Gave clues.
And
don't
I did
listen.
not listen. And then
Everybody?
all my clothes like,
That sound like a thing still. Them don't listen.
Don't listen
Them no listen.
to that.
Yeah.
and then all my clothes was like stuck on a truck from Texas. So like I literally had on flip flops, like a romper or something. So yeah, we went to this like what I thought was a welcome home brunch,
It was a welcome home, bro.
and all of a sudden he asked them to stop the music, and then he got down on one knee, and I'm like, "What are you doing? What's happening?" I was so confused. I'm like, "What's happening here?" And yeah, my dad was in on it too.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So you asked for dad's hand. I mean,
man.
dad's permission.
He
Yeah,
did.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like actually, me, my dad, and her dad, we link up and we met and we chat, and I asked him for for his blessing and all of that. Yeah. Man.
Right now, are you listening?
Are you done with the questions about the love story?
This is
You want to ask me more?
this is why you're single.
I'm just saying,
And nobody don't
do you
hire
need-
you because you don't want to do the right
No.
things.
No.
Okay. So you guys got engaged.
Oh my!
No.
He said one last question. And we're like 3 in.
Whatever. I'm enjoying this.
I realize.
Somebody give him a notepad and some paper a pencil because you need to be taking notes.
Yo, I already know.
Take
everything.
notes.
You know everything?
Yeah, man.
Do we have an
Alright.
AI note taker?
No, it's okay. I am requesting a podcast with myself and Ryan alone, and I am going to ask him all the
Test they want.
questions. Rapid fire.
Can't beat
Okay. So, did we have a big wedding, a small wedding, medium-sized wedding?
Bigger than we wanted.
Yeah.
No.
But the wedding was your thing. You need to answer that question. Now.
Well, Caribbean parents. Listen,
Yeah.
my parents were like, well, mostly my mom. Love you, mom, if you watch this. She was like, oh, so and so, when you were 2 years old, them used to change your diaper.
diaper.
And then I have to come at the wedding. Like, ma'am, where is so and so? So it ended up being bigger than we anticipated. So I
Okay.
think it was what, like 120?
Yeah, one.
But
thing.
everyone
It
did
was
not
one
show
thing.
up, which
Everybody
killed
did
me.
show
How
up.
many
Because
people
it's
didn't
like-
show up, you think? Like, if you invite 120, how many showed up?
I was sick on my wedding day, so I don't know.
You were sick?
You know,
I
you know the statistics, Chanel?
I don't know what the stat was, but it may have been between 90 to 100. There were a few people who we know for sure.
Some
didn't
empty
show up.
seats,
Yeah.
yeah.
There were some empty.
Which happens at every party
That we paid
Yeah.
for.
or event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
But
I
it
see
hurts.
y'all.
But it hurts a lot more when
When you
pay
already
for
paid
it.
you
for
paid
When you
perfect.
pay out of pocket.
Yeah, you paid for play.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
So Jen, do you want to know?
Am I
Like,
allowed to ask one more
do
question?
you want to know like how the night went, the honeymoon? Like, what else do you
You're
want to know?
annoying.
Woo.
No, thank you. I don't want to know. So, all right. Fast forward. How long have you guys been married?
I'm testing you.
Yeah, I'm telling
You're
you.
testing me. I'm
We
the
are
one who usually
testing
know.
But, yo,
I am the one who usually
hold
know.
on, hold on.
You need to know.
Chanel,
We
hold on.
are
I'm
testing.
gonna defend you. You're testing him when he remember your birthday and
Eh,
message you happy birthday that day.
Eh, eh.
No
When you get
calendar. No calendar.
We don't know if we have the calendar.
Somebody reminded him.
Oh.
You're too lie. Stop it. Stop it. No, I absolutely remember it. It's the same birthday month.
All right. So how long have you guys been married?
6.5 years.
6.5 years.
Almost seven
Okay.
coming in November.
So all right,
Okay.
I have a question for one of them. 6.5 years, approaching 7. There's this thing in Jamaica called. Is it a Jamaican thing? The 7-year itch? Is
No, it's
not a-
global.
it a global thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of that? If you guys want to like tell me.
Go on, share. What's the
Why am I-
age?
So the 7-year itch, from what I understand, is typically where you really start to dissect your marriage and you say, is this working for me anymore? Do I need to continue down this path or do I need to go my separate ways and maybe get a divorce? Is my understanding. So you really start to like analyze your marriage and say, is this working?
You guys
anymore?
being in a marriage, like, why do you think that 7 years is like the time? Like, can you feel
I
that?
don't know.
Can you feel it?
Okay. I don't know if it's necessarily that I think it ends up panning out to be 7 years, but I think
Right.
it's just a matter of any period of time that you've been with the
Significant
significant amount
of
of time that you've been with the person, and you learn all their habits. You learn the things that work for you, the things that don't work for you, the things that you need. Are those needs being met? All of these things. How long is your patience? What's your tolerance like?
Mhm.
So I think it's a accumulation of all of those things coming together and a person deciding whether they want to continue on this track or not. So I don't think it's 7 years. I think 7 years might be the average that it pans out for most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to marriage, I feel like there's like a lot of negative talk on marriage these days, right? And I would like to speak about the positives first. Like, you guys been married for 6.5 years. What would you tell the people that are like, you know, maybe a guy that's willing to or ready to propose to his girl, why he should do it? Like, or if a girl that wants to get married to her partner, why should they want to be married?
Whatever. Wife answer first.
Why me have to go first?
No, you should go
Him never
first.
just said a
Ladies first.
guy.
Ladies first. There you go. Ladies first.
I'm sorry, I need to stop.
Ladies first.
For me personally, I think just knowing that you have a life partner to go through all stages of your life, because we all know life be life in. And, you know, knowing you have that commitment, that covenant where two people have decided that I am committed to this person and I am going to be with you through all phases. And people change, because trust me, the person he married 6.5 years ago, not the same person. But he's made a commitment and I've made a commitment, so we stick through it. And I think that's the beauty in marriage, is that even as time changes, your commitment is the constant, right? And it's hard, trust me. Like, it's not easy, because we can tell you, like, some days I'm like, I'm gonna kill your ass. Edit that out. Please edit that out.
We're not editing that.
So it's funny that she says that marriage is hard. I say this to people. I've actually said this to him sometimes. I don't know if he remembers. But to me, marriage is easy. The concept of marriage is easy. It really is. The problem is that
How?
I'm gonna explain how.
For men.
No,
For
that's not
men.
true.
For
No,
men.
hear me out.
For
Hear me out. Hear me out. The concept of marriage is simply two people who decide to truly be there for one another and are willing to pour and to give to one another, to really show up there for one another. The reason why marriages nowadays is so difficult is simply because of the fact that either one or both people are putting their own desires ahead of the person that they're with. So the concept of marriage itself, it's not hard. What makes it hard is when two people are coming together and they're not necessarily wanting to work together. So I would say for people to get married, people who are thinking of getting married, the one thing about marriage that I'll say is if you do it right, it'll make you grow up.
So how do you do it right?
How do you do it right?
Yeah, how do you do it right?
How you do it right is you literally have to put self aside. You cannot be so consumed about self and expect that your marriage is going to thrive. Now, when I say put self aside, it doesn't mean that you completely neglect yourself, but it means that you become a better person, better self. You become better yourself compared to how you were when you started. When you started, you were all about me, my needs. Everything is about me. I do what I want when I want. When you're married to somebody, you have to consider them all the time. If you do it right, you have to consider them all the time. Consider how they're feeling, what you're doing, how it affects them. All of those things play a role in how the marriage dynamic plays out. So if you are going into this marriage and you're with somebody and you're still consumed about yourself and your needs being met and you're neglecting theirs, then of course marriage is going to be this horrible experience for everybody who's involved.
So I have a follow-up question. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No.
Okay, so
I
how
want
do you
to hear
find
your
that
input.
balance? Like, how do you find that balance between self and your partner? Because I feel like at the end of the day, you also want to be happy. You want to fulfill your needs as well, right? So how do you find that balance? Like, how do you do that in our marriage?
Good point. So for instance, how I tend to do that
In general.
That's
In
fine.
general.
In general. So at least for me personally, how I have been able to do that is, well, I'm a Christian. So my relationship with God, my faith, plays a huge role in the type of person that I am and how I operate. So whenever times get hard, instead of me constantly thinking, so even though I am thinking about my needs, I certainly think about my needs. And she can tell you, like, I have no problem bringing up things that I may need from her. But at the same time, you also have to understand where they're at. And you have to give room for them to, if there's something that needs to be fulfilled, you have to give them room to fulfill it. And you have to give them the patience and truly like see things through with them. The problem is that we often want things immediately, and we often aren't willing to truly work with people and to see people go through go through changes to become better people. We just expect them to be how we want them to be, and that's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
So I have a question.
Well, hold on then, sorry.
Yeah.
Because I realize Chanel has been talking a lot, and we're trying to hear something from Shanae.
Yeah,
Dr.
that's
Shen
why
Yang.
I love to give
Because
yeah,
I
man.
was talking.
but like you basically said that people change in marriages, right? And you kind of basically was pointing to yourself. So you change a lot in your marriage,
A
what you're
lot.
saying. So what do you think? Do you change for the better? Do you change for the worse? Is the combination of both? And how does one work with their partner while they're changing as a person?
So I think for me, I would say I'm not perfect, so it's definitely both. I think in some aspects I've become more of myself. Like I feel like in the past I was very very like timid and just like not truly who Shanae is. And I feel like I've grown into the woman that I truly am, a bit more bold. And with that comes some changes that he's had to deal with. And, I also dedicated like 10 plus years of my life to my schooling. So now I'm like, oh, like I want to be out with my friends. I want to have fun. And that wasn't how Shanae was in the past. I think how you deal with that is definitely patience. And I think he's done a great job with that. Right? Would you say?
Appreciate that. Patience.
Yeah.
I thought I was patient.
Yeah, he's very patient. He's very patient.
Yeah.
So I think ultimately, like, you need to have patience and you need to decide if the changes that the person is undergoing is for you. Because at the end of the day, like, if y'all are headed in the opposite direction, you may need to have a conversation and be like, okay, is this something like, are we still on the same path, right? But I think the ultimate thing is just having patience and having that conversation to say, are we headed on the same path?
Do you think, because I always talk about communication being key, do you think communication can save every situation? Or do you think there are certain situations where you can communicate and be like, you know what? Communication led to us understanding and realizing that we're not on the same page.
Correct.
But like, all right, so that's a tough question because if you're in a marriage and you realize that we're no longer on the same page, how do you handle that? I don't know if that's your guys' situation, but like, how do you advise people that's going through something?
Oh, yeah. No.
Leader handle that.
So I'll ask you, how do you handle situations where you feel you've communicated with your husband and he's just not understanding what you're saying or where you're coming from? How do you handle that?
The ladies in the audience are like, hello.
Yeah, no, but how do you?
No,
because
because I
I'm
feel
sure
like
it
that's
has
very
to
common.
happen.
That's common.
Yeah,
Wait,
because as
communicating?
as Black said in a couple of episodes, women are from Mars and
Hello.
men are from Mars, women are
That
from
makes sense.
Venus.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
no, seriously though, but if you are communicating to the best of your ability with him, right, and he's just not understanding, like how do you handle it?
Ooh.
How do
Damn.
you?
Patience again.
Mm.
I'm going to keep going back to patience because honestly, sometimes you're just like, yo, your head hard. Like, why can't you understand what I'm telling you? And it's like, I think as women, we expect men to just know. Like, we're like, know how to love me. Or like, if I'm telling you, like, automatically, like, you should be able to implement that today. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you multiple times. But I think patience is definitely key. And I think being okay with reiterating that, even though As
So
a
hold on, did
Capricorn.
you say you expect a man to know how to love you? Just know.
That's not what she said.
Or
She
No,
I'm
said
asking.
that oftentimes women expect men to know.
To know,
To know.
right.
She said we often expect. She didn't say that.
I'm not saying I expect him
Which
to,
to me
but I'm
sounds like the
saying,
same thing. Like if you're expecting
No.
a man to know how to love you,
but if I
Communication.
tell
see,
you,
ladies and gentlemen, this is prime example of
yeah.
communicating with that.
But if I tell you my love language is acts of service,
Yeah.
right? And, you know, every time I'm telling you, like, babe, like, my communication, my love language is acts of service. And then you come in and you're trying to, like, hug upon me, or you're trying to, like, I don't know, give me gifts or whatever, but you're doing everything but my love language. Then at that point, I'm like, I'm telling you, I know I expect you to know. I know I expect you to prioritize acts of service, but you're not doing that, right?
So obviously marriage comes with a compromise, because if you're not the kind of person that, if acts of service isn't your love language, that's not how you show love.
Which most men, I feel like that's not like the primary love language for
Yeah.
men. I think for women, it often is, because we often are the ones.
So, let me spin that back on you then. If his love language is acts of service and he tells that to you, but your love language is physical touch, are you going to just adapt to his love language and make sure that he's happy by doing acts of service? Because if that's not who you are to the core, that takes some adjustment from you as a person.
Right. And I think that's the thing. That's where it becomes difficult, because what your love language is often what you lead with, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if my love language is acts of service, naturally, I'm going to be like, oh, if I'm going to show this person I love them, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Right. So I think you have to be intentional. Like, you have to be like, oh, you know, like, this person's love language is acts of service. Let me go and wash the dishes.
Yeah.
Let me make the bed. Let me take the dog out. Chino, we love you.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that, like, you're constantly
Sorry, that's her
you're
dog.
constantly being someone that you aren't to the core to please your partner? Is that the case? Jen, what you say?
What did she say that causes you to feel that?
No, I know.
So,
No, I think
okay.
that's not I don't think he's. I think
I'm not talking about
he's
them.
just-
I'm talking about in general.
it's-
Yeah.
Like, that's a question though, because I'm like, damn, like, is that what it is?
So, have
think
you
that was a
guys
question.
taken the love language test?
Uh-huh.
Did we? Oh.
We did.
Okay, and have you taken the compatibility test? Because I've taken it. I've taken them
Compatibility.
both, and it's very eye-opening. So, what you said, a part of marriage is compromise, right?
Yeah.
And in different relationships, you'll have different love languages, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
So, when I took the test, my partner's love language was physical touch.
Mhm.
Y'all know how I feel about people touching me like that. But, you know, it's something that I struggled with.
Mhm.
But then I had to compromise. I had to find ways to meet him where he needed to be met. You know what I mean? So if it's something as simple as, okay, he would come home and I would just cuddle him or snuggle with him. You know what I mean? I'm in the kitchen and in passing, obviously I'm going to grab my bottom. Like, first of all, if you're in the kitchen and him normally grab your bottom and him don't grab your bottom, ladies, which camera may I look pant? There's a problem in the fence with you. You know what I mean? But situations like that, like, it caused me to just find ways to initiate that touch with him. So yes, it requires you not to be who you are not, but to push yourself, right? To become a better version
grow,
of
as
you.
you said,
And
yeah.
that is what you guys,
Yeah.
you're saying it in different ways, but I think you guys are saying the same thing.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
requires patience.
Right.
It requires you putting your immediate needs aside sometimes, because
Right.
if your love language is acts of service, most women, we want acts of service because
Yeah.
I don't want to wash the dishes or do the laundry or do the or you know what I mean,
Yeah,
or take
like,
the car,
help
fill up the
me.
car, do
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
And most men, because they're all hornballs, they just want to be touched.
Mhm.
So, you know what I mean? If that's not your thing, and it's okay,
That's fine.
but you have to truly make an effort to meet each other in the middle, which is what I hear you both saying.
Can I just add something?
Sure.
I feel like so. Here's the thing. Like, I think the whole love language thing, compatibility thing, I think that's fine. I think we're also limiting ourselves by saying that, oh, simply because my love language is physical touch, hers is acts of service, that, oh, that's all we are capable of doing. And it's funny she said about acts of service, because yes, that's something that I learned early in marriage, that her love language is acts of service. My love language is a combination of physical touch as well as words of affirmation. Words are powerful. I don't think a lot of people give enough credit for words.
Absolutely.
To have your spouse say something to you about you, how they feel about you, I don't care. Yes, action is great, but to have them utter those words are powerful.
But you know what's crazy? The words of
means a lot.
affirmation to me is always a tricky one, because I've heard so many women talk about they meet a man and he's the perfect guy in the first 3 months, and then after 3 months he changes, right?
Representative.
So I'm saying, like, words of affirmation, I mean, I guess it's a combination of all of them, right? Because words of affirmation, it's also was it acts of service, etc. Right? You put on a show for someone to get.
Yeah, the actions have to.
But I'm saying words of affirmation can also just be false. You could just tell a girl something to get her to like.
Absolutely. But the idea of words of affirmation, though,
has to come from a legit place.
That it's coming from a place of being genuine. So yes, the actions have to back up what is being said. But even if you're doing these things, sometimes it makes a huge difference when you hear it. So, when the words are uttered. So I just wanted to.
A genuine place is.
But Rana, you're thinking of it from a place of you being a single man dating. They're married. So one would hope that at this point, after 6.5 years,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
The things that you're saying to your wife and your husband are from a genuine
place.
Right. And to agree with you, when it comes to love languages, people think that you just choose the one that you score the highest in. Right. We all need all of them in some capacity. Right. Yeah. It is just the ones that are our top 2 or top 3 that are the ones that are prioritized. You say top 1 because...
I have one, mine was top 1, and then everything else was even. I won't tell you what the top 1 was, but...
People pray for it.
I wanted to wrap up with this point, though, because it's fine for, so she said about acts of service. As far as I'm concerned, in the time that we have been married, I have definitely prioritized more acts of service. And I do it in little ways. And, that's the thing. Even though I may do things in certain ways, she herself, she may or may not recognize those. So that's the thing. Even if you're taking action in some things, there are times where the degree may not be enough, so that's another point. So I just wanted to emphasize that it's as men and as, men who good husbands, a lot of times we do hear our wives and we incorporate things and we take what they're saying, we take it to heart and we say, all right, we're going to improve a bit more in this area. And we still incorporate that while still showing them because it's vice versa as well. We often say that, women say, oh, we want acts of service and you just want to touch me and hug me. But for us, we also want to be touched. We want to be hugged. And if you guys aren't taking the initiative to that, we may look at it and say, okay, well, since you're not taking the initiative, let me show you what it is that I would want. And you show it and you hope that it's reciprocated, but it's not always. It's a two-way street, to be honest with you.
So, all right. So we're talking, So we're talking about, initiating now, because I'm going somewhere with this now. So we're going to talk about sex, right? So, and within reason, of course. But we're going to talk about sex. And would you say that you both initiate equally?
You want to
Not.
Oh, absolutely not. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not. Okay. All right. So you are out. I know this is your wife, but this is your friend with benefits for today. So, right. So is this something, do you guys, and obviously answer within reason, but do you guys sometimes find it great or good to role play and, just play around and do things? Because from as somebody who is divorced,
She's asking her if she dressed up like a cat and everything. Like, what you asking? Someone know.
Why would I put me to do this with this man? And you know what? Yeah, maybe she dress up like a cat.
Ears. I do have.
Maybe
ears.
girl.
Maybe she wears a tail.
Maybe she dress up like a maid. Maybe she dress up like I don't know.
No, I got it.
But she got a nice body content today,
Whatever the role play is that works for your psyche.
Yeah, so do you guys find that
Plumber?
I feel like we're being very
I mean,
good.
that's good at plumber, right? Little boy.
Just like Mario.
It's a me. I'm not.
Yo, I don't want to dive into them personal life too much.
But just ask a question.
But, I mean, I hear you still. But what I'm saying is like the ultimate
So you don't want no answer to the question?
Go ahead.
All right, no, go on. The ultimate question.
Come on, so the ultimate question has to be if, you're 7 years in, 6 years in, 8 years in, 10 years in, whatever, and you have this hard conversation of like, we have our differences and we've established that clearly we may not align, right? But you've already committed to a marriage. How do you handle a situation like that? Because alignment is key. Anybody that's single that's trying to get into a relationship right now, they're thinking that I need to align with this person that I'm dating with. And the alignment is what's going to lead us to marriage and lead us to a long-term relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you have this conversation and you're deep into a marriage and you realize, yo, we may not align anymore, but we've committed to this. How does that work? That's a real question.
It is a real question. You have an answer?
No.
You guys may not have the answer.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Damn. That's a hard one. I feel like it depends on your perspective. So like for instance, Chanel's a bit more religious at current time. No, but I'm saying like it depends on your perspective, right? Like if you're a devout Christian and you're like, marriage is like the only way, like if you believe in Christianity and you're devout, you're like, the only way I am ending my marriage is if there's infidelity.
Okay.
Like you'll probably just be like, we gonna have to deal with it. Like we're married, right? But if you're not someone who is necessarily a devout Christian and you're more so like, I need to have my needs met and I need to be perfectly aligned, you'll be like, you know what? This ain't working. I'm done. So I think it really depends on where you stand. I would say from the perspective of religion, because I think that's what often anchors some people in staying. But I don't know if you agree.
So that's true to an extent. I do believe that yes, as a Christian, it's really only infidelity, or if the person you're with, if they decide that they want to part, and if they're unbeliever and they decide they want to part, you can let them go and there's no issue. But I think for me, just because you decide to stay, it doesn't mean that you have to be miserable while staying. And I think that's where we often miss the mark. We realize that there's a misalignment. Depends on it, and I guess it depends on the level of misalignment. So, for example, if the relationship, like for me, right? If my wife came and said, "Oh, I can't be with you as long as you serve the Lord. We can't be together.
Can't be together. Yeah.
That's not going to happen." You know what I mean? Like, God was in my life before she came along. And if, God forbid, she decided to leave, he's going to be the one to be there with me after. Like, God is a part of my life. He's my core. So something like that, no, that clearly it wouldn't work out. But I think with just about everything else, even if it's a difference in how we handle things, how we view things, I don't think there's anything that we can't work through. I absolutely don't believe that there's anything we can't work through. Right now, being 6.5 years in, and I'm being real here, me and my wife right now, we are very different.
Sorry.
We have
I'm like, how deep you going?
We have different, there are different different interests. She's very extroverted. I'm very introverted. We're different in a multitude of ways. And as far as I'm concerned, there is no difference between her and I that would be enough for me to say, nah, I can't.
It's not
do
worth
this.
it.
It's not, or I can't deal with this.
You know what's crazy?
Now, what I just one more thing.
Never mind, go
What
ahead.
I will say though, I think the important thing is with the differences, if you both can hear each other and meet the needs that the other person has. So she has her needs. If I am capable of meeting her needs and she's capable of meeting mine, even with our differences, we actually can easily embrace our differences. You can embrace the other person. Like part of embracing our differences, for instance, is even though she tends to go out a lot more than I do, there are times I go out with her. There are times I, do things that she wants to do. There are times I may watch shows that she loves watching YouTube. There are times I may go and sit down and watch a YouTube show with her. Do I care about the YouTube show itself? Not really. But it's something where it's a difference between us, but I can embrace that difference. And I think at the end of the day, the key thing is to understand the needs of each person. And if you truly love the person you're with, and I'm not talking about just regular love, I'm talking about in love with the person. If you're truly in love with the person, there is no reason why you should not be able to add on what I call add on to your skill set. You become better. You're still the same you. You still have core things that you care about, but you embrace other things to make it that the dynamic between you and your spouse is that much better. So I don't think there's anything besides core things, like for instance, difference in religious views and moral views and stuff like that. Other than that, there's nothing you should not be able to work through.
I agree with that because that's literally what I was about to say. I was going to say that you have core beliefs,
right,
and then you have things that you can adjust and work on throughout your marriage.
Yep.
The level of being able to align with your partner, otherwise than the core beliefs, that can be challenging. But you're telling me that in a marriage you need to work through those.
Yeah. You absolutely can. It's and I think it's one of those things where if you're in the place where you really want to receive that person, you want to be your best self for that person, and you want to learn more about them and embrace different things about them. If that's what you want to do, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to work through things together.
Yeah.
But I think nowadays people just quit too easily.
That was a question that I wanted to ask you. If having 6.5 years in the game, do you think that some couples that you may know or you may hear about, if you think that, they gave up too quickly?
I think it's a trend.
It is.
I think society today, they want everything now, like you said before. I think people want what they want. And if they're not getting that, they're willing to just end it. You know what I'm saying?
And I think social media has some people, I wouldn't say a lot of us, social media has some people just really caught up in this foolishness about what marriage is supposed to be. And marriage it's not,
marriage is
one of the realest things that my mom told me, she was like, I don't think my mom will ever watch this, but my girl, if you watch this, big up yourself. But she said to me, some days you'll wake up and you'll feel like the luckiest woman alive to lay next to this man. And then there are days where you wake up and you'll be like, damn, is this nigga again? And that was the realest advice that my mom gave me, because it proved to be true. And I always say to people, what I've realized is what you do on the days where you don't feel like the luckiest woman or you don't feel like the luckiest man to wake up next to this person, those are the days that count the most, because those are the days when you really have to make an extra effort, if so to speak, to show up. Right? It's not the days where you wake up and you're in love and, you have great sex and all the things are thinging and, you know what I mean? Bank account fat and everything nice and the investment, them are invest. You get
No, absolutely.
So
No, man,
I feel like, marriage is not social media.
It's
No.
not.
It's not social media, and it's a lot of uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
It's a lot of uncomfortable conversations.
And it's a lot of working through the mundane of the day to day.
Yeah. And finding your spark
Yeah.
and keeping the
Yeah.
spark alive, right?
Yep.
That's
Yo,
a
this
conversation.
marriage is not supposed to be easy, as we found out throughout this episode today. You have to work with your partner. I feel like we got some really good insight from the married couple right here today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big up self.
Right?
Yeah.
And the singles. Yeah. So, with that said,
I don't know if I'm single,
oh,
but
sorry.
carry on.
Excuse me. I didn't ask. But yo, if you're getting into a marriage, just know say it's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be today's trend of get it right now. So I'm saying, if you work with your partner, if I adjust, you guys are going to change as time comes, and you have to work with them. If you're committing to a long-term marriage, make sure say you're willing to commit, be loyal. What you have to do. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love every version of the person because we are supposed to grow and we're
Be
supposed to
ready.
change.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was
People
great. Yo.
will change.
Yeah.
People will change.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, what we learned today is that marriage is not easy. You have to work through it. If you're gonna take that plunge, just know say, yo, you have to go put your effort into that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a good episode today still.
Thank you for coming, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you,
No,
guys.
It was
thank you for having
our
us. Really appreciate you for
pleasure.
having us.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
I think we might need to do a part 2.
I think
Yeah.
Sure.
I think
Might
so.
need to do a part 2
at
with
some
them.
point. Yeah.
Will you guys come back? Did we scare you guys? He scared you, right? Not me.
He did.
She was asking all the personal
No, man,
questions.
no, man, no.
I was asking you guys.
Never,
We
never,
need to
never
talk about
friend.
keeping the spark.
Okay, so yeah, part 2.
Part
Keep the
Part
spark.
2.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Definitely.
All right.
two.
Keeping
Yep.
the spark coming soon.
All right.
So
like
find
a
us on YouTube. Now we're on Twitter. We're on Instagram
TikTok.
and TikTok.
Yeah.
So catch us everywhere. Follow, like, share. And you know what, guys? If you would like to be on a Boys Brunch episode, DM the
Email
IG
us.
page
Email us
and
at gmail.com.
boysbrunch@gmail.com. That's the man with the beard in the back, the visionary for Boys Brunch. So thank you for tuning into this episode, and we will catch you on
Website
the
as well.
next one. Oh, the website.
What the website?
The website is where you need
Check
to
it
go.
out.
But if you guys
Boys
would
Brunch
like
Inc.
to be on an episode, please send an email and or send us a DM. We would love to have new people on to speak about a variety of topics. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Pick up yourself.
Bye.
Hit the like button.